In today's video, I'm going to show you how I finish my paintings with resin. The brand that I'm using is called Art Resin, and you use 1 part hardener and 1 part resin. I tend to use cups that already have the lines on them so that when I'm pouring out each part, I can measure it that way very easily. And then I just have a larger cup that I'm going to mix these 2 parts in. With this resin, and I think with most of the resins that I've used, it says to mix for about 3 minutes. One thing I notice with all of them, or most of them, is it will turn a little cloudy when you first start mixing them, and then it clears up. While I'm using resin, I always wear gloves and a face mask. If you're worried about fumes, you could always wear a full covering face mask that also covers your eyes. Art Resin says that there's like no fumes or no VOCs, but I tend to wear a mask anyways because I still notice a smell with it. But it's definitely not as strong as some other brands. I just use a wood stir stick or a craft stick to stir this all up. I buy some that are a little larger. They're about 8 inches long and they're very sturdy, so they work really well for mixing the resin for the amount of time that you need to mix it for. Once you have it all mixed up, I just pour a layer on my surface. I don't really measure out how much I need. I mixed up a really large cup, but I also had a bunch of other coasters and items to resin. I also had some coasters that I made up from the leftovers of this pink piece, so I will be adding resin to those also. And then once I have my resin poured, I just use my hand to smooth it out. And I like to go all the way to the edges and make sure that I'm getting just a nice even coverage over each panel. Once I have each of my pieces resined, I use a kitchen torch. This just takes butane, and I go over the resin to pop all of those air bubbles. The working time with resin is normally about 20 to 30 minutes. So you do have a little bit of time to work, but you do want to work a little quickly so that it doesn't start to harden before you are done getting resin on your pieces. And it creates just a really nice, beautiful finish.